Hi everyone, it's Brad Ross from MakeMagicMoney.com, and I'm sitting here with my buddy Mr. Julian Franklin, and we're actually at the Super Conference in Philadelphia, and we were just talking about it. It has been the networking opportunity that we've been having here. It's like the magic that's happening after the show.
Right.
It's like when, and you probably experienced this with the school shows, is when you do the show and you go in the back of the room and you're signing the autographs for the kids and the books that they've done with your back of the room arrangement, and they're just coming up to you and you see their faces and you're making connections with people, and then people come up to you and say, oh, I would love to have you at such and such event. And it's the magic that happens after the show.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'll tell you, one of the things that really excited me is when I was watching you speak, being able to see you talk about something that I had experienced from years before, from one of my first interactions with you, when you talked about putting together, I know you talk a lot about image, which was a big part of the reason why I got the It Factor about 2 years ago, but one of the interesting things is when you were talking about all the psychology, about the importance of putting things together in a complete package, not just the virtual package, the package, in other words, of website plus business card plus the way that you look, plus the way that you talk, plus your answering machine. Of course, all of that is a package, obviously. But the literal package of putting together these things that somebody actually opens up, well, almost like a gift, and the way that it feels almost like a gift, and the way that it comes out in layers and layers, and look at all this amazing stuff. And so when you were talking about that, I'm just sitting in the audience going, oh wow, I remember that. I remember getting the It Factor 2 years ago. I remember opening it up, and I remember pulling all of these things out and going, wow, this is a lot of stuff. And I just remember that feeling. And so then when you're talking about it, realizing that was so planned, it's almost like a bonus lesson. Like, you get the It Factor, but you get to experience the It Factor.
And I do, and it's not a coincidence, because everything that I do in my business is based around creating that image, because you have seconds to make an impression on someone, and if you lose that opportunity, it's done and it's over with. It's like when you got up to the platform and you started to do your presentation, what people immediately were able to recognize is that there was a force in the room. And there were a lot of great speakers here, but in my opinion, you were definitely in the very top 3 speakers at this event, because it wasn't about what your product was going to do. In fact, you didn't even talk about the products, really. I mean, you spent like 2 minutes talking about the products.
Right.
You wanted to connect with people. And I can tell you that even as a friend, as someone that knows you, that's maybe not seeing you for the first time, I had goosebump moments. Moments where I just thought, wow, that's blowing me away. The concepts that most people, they're overlooking, and they're just saying, wow, that guy's a good speaker. But they're not reading into the value of what you're saying. When you talk about how you've built a business, and how you've taken your business and reinvested it, and you're constantly doing new things, and I think actually one of the most important things that I took away from it, and what I hope other people took away from your talk, was the fact that in this down economy that you've taken a loss this year. You know that. And your wife says, oh, you gotta go out there, you gotta make more money, and you don't believe that. And my dad has raised us, my brothers and I and our family, in the way that, hey, if life's too short, it is too short. If you want something, go buy it. Because tomorrow, you can go make more money. And if you live your life based on the fact of, I gotta scrape together my last pennies and I can't afford this, and I'm not being insensitive, and I know you're not either, because there's real problems, there's real legitimate situations where people can't afford
that's
things.
That's what I talked about, yeah.
But the whole concept of, I'm saving my money for this one thing because this trick is gonna be it, or I'm saving up for Julian's big package, or Brad's It Factor, or this or that. If you're putting all your eggs in one basket like you talk about, you don't get it. You just don't get it. And I hope people walked away with that, because it's those little building blocks. It's those little things that you do that make you.
You know what I want to do? I want us to figure out a way, because I see what you've been able to do with your product line, and I know with my product line, I really want to talk to you, because there's been a lot of changes that I want to make in my business. I discussed that briefly in the.
We started talking about that a little bit,
we've been talking about it a little bit for a while. I want to really, I really want to, I guess, share with everybody, finalize maybe how we're going to really work together on this, but and then.
Well, you know, one of the great things is that your products that you offer are so content rich, and there are so many things in there, just like I talked about, where it's one little thing building on the next and the next. I mean, for your viral marketing program, which I've had for years, is, you know, I mean, I think it was ahead of its time, because when you released that product, YouTube was not what it is today.
Right.
And what are we living in? We're living in a viral world.
Right.
In fact, Kennedy, our buddy Kennedy, all the way from the UK, Kennedy was talking about his business card design, which was wild.
Oh gosh!
It was I've never seen that before. I mean, I've seen the concept.
No. That was brilliant, because it was. You're exactly right. It was not just the cleverness of it, and I think that's the problem. Is that most people start with this. Hey, isn't this clever? But then he took it to another level. Where he created that cleverness and turned it to his advantage. But then took it even another level where he turned that clever idea into something that was absolutely. Overwhelmingly, compellingly viral, and it was. I thought that is brilliant thinking. And you know, you're right that there's a lot of things in viral marketing that are that same level of thought. That I try to put that same level of thought. But let's face it, when you look at one of my products, like developing educationally significant programs, for example, which is, I believe, one of the most powerful programs I've ever written.
It is.
It's 2 CDs and a little notebook.
It's deceptive.
It's deceptive. That's the problem with it, is that it is deceptively, and I don't want it to be deceptive. I mean, when I see the stuff that you do, people see what you do. People look at everything that you do, and they can tell, wow, that guy's got quality. I mean, if he puts that much attention, and bottom line, we've got to put something together.
We have to. Yeah. What we should do is we should really map this out. Just, you know, I know you're a fan of mind mapping, and you've got that great product as well that I still have on my iPod, and every so often I'll be trying to fall asleep listening to my iTunes shuffle, and it'll come on, and I've got Julian talking to me.
You have nightmares all night long.
It's the bald head. That's what it is. No, but I think we need to map this out, and there's no point in doing it on video, because
they're not going to want to watch that.
You're not going to want to watch us.
But they definitely, Brad, they're definitely going to want to see the finished product. Let's do this. Let's turn this off.
Okay.
Plan this out, and we'll.
No, this is good. We'll come back. I like this. This is good. This is good.
Let's do it.
All right. So we're gonna do some brainstorming here, and I don't know what we're gonna come up with, but we're gonna put something together.
Whatever it is, you're gonna like it, guaranteed. It's gonna be good.
So until next time, I'm Brad Ross for MakeMagicMoney.com with my buddy Julian Franklin, saying do what you love and love what you do. All right, let's get started. This is gonna be good.